Right, Carthage never gave up, and neither should you. We are back. It's Carthage Chaos. Last time we were at this, we just had our brutal vote, and it caused us to lose our old flame plutocratic ideas, and we've been forced to replace it with espionage. Might be useful to get a quick rundown on the situation for Carthage, just in case some people lost track over the short duration between this and the last stream. I was on vacation, and on top of that I was just generally dragging my heels, but we are back. We're going to get this one done, and done right. We are Carthage. Our goal is to be truly resurgent, take over Safi, Tunis, Sevilla, Valencia, Genoa, and Venice trade nodes. That's the land that we're allowed. We're not actually going to be taking anything outside of those lands, or at least that's the plan. Is that a golden rule? I can't remember if it's golden or not. It's called a silver rule, or maybe a bronze rule, or even a cotton rule. Every election we have a chaos vote, and it's up to you in chat to decide what nasty or nice thing happens to Carthage during that. Since we just had brutal, we're going to have a boon next, but that's going to be at our next election. We currently have this new geezer, Grand Consul Maharbal, in charge, and they're only 46, so I expect they'll make it until that next election. Republican tradition looks okay. We're currently at war with Bohemia. It's not really our war, it's Austria getting up to no good. We've had to make strong allies because bad things kept happening to us, our nation, and our army. So we have Castile and Austria, as well as the boy Savoy, on our side. Should keep us safe. And of course, as we must do every campaign, we recently ripped Portugal to shreds. Don't you also have to do something with Greece, says Belkak. Yes. What we have to do is bring Athens back into the fray and ensure that they own the area of Greece. I don't think there is an area of Greece, so let's just give them the Greek cultured mainlands there. That makes sense to me. So we've made good headway. We took over Rome. We've made a good foothold in Italy. And as you can see, we're going to be demolishing up Iberia and Portugal. But this is kind of where my problem with the campaign starts to arise. The bad and brutal things. It would send my army off for 4 years to go and tour China or force other nasty things, but it just didn't feel impactful and perhaps most importantly scaling enough for this campaign, because I'm definitely picking up steam and I'm able to do more and more than we could, at the early days when we were just grasping for our right to live. Good times. So, I've switched things up a bit. We won't be voting on bad and brutal one-off things anymore. Instead, we're going to have some permanent bad things. I went in and I modded the game. I modded it so quick and dirty that I would have fired myself if I was still working at Paradox doing this. And what I've done is I've put in bad and brutal effects, and they will be tagged permanently onto our country when they're voted on. So we will be able to permanently cause manpower reduction or trade efficiency or discipline loss, goods produced, morale, the lot there. So I suppose if the voters work well and synergize the bad effects, then bad things could really happen. For example, if you stacked national tax minus 25% 4 times, I'd have no more tax income. Doesn't usually sound so bad, but tax is our biggest income, so there's that to consider. Shouldn't you toggle those off so you can tell if you actually get a new national decision points out, Max? Yes. Yes, I will. Let's just get all those away from here, or else it's going to choke up my alerts for some time. Don't worry, they're set to AI equals no, so these won't even appear unless the player is in charge. There we go. So yes, we'll have stacking ill effects from now on. I don't have good permanent effects anymore. The boons will still be one-off. So where are we? What's going on? We carved up Portugal, but there's still lands to core there. Our war exhaustion is up a wee bit, but I'm still going to start coring up Evora so that I can start demolishing the rest of Portugal when I get a chance to. I want to claim more of their land, but I got caught spying. Same goes for Morocco, but I think what's next up is just going down and demolishing Morocco as fast as we can. We should be able to wipe out their army and then just siege them down and take over. I don't have any cannons there. Is that my entire army? Surely not. I got 6,000 there and a single cannon over in Naples. What in the world are they doing over there? Where are my boats? it can be very difficult to remember what in the world one was doing during these. But let's go sail back, grab our cannon and the rest of our guys so we can go and invade Morocco good and proper. Maybe there's stuff I need to do at peacetime, but it's evading me. Ideas, I'll pass on that. I'm short a rival, but I can't add one whilst at war. Hey ho, let's just get going. Is there an effect of getting squashed, says Raw Reef. Let's be thankful that there is not. Good lord, the squash effect from Mario was horrific. I wouldn't say it was the worst. Maybe it was the worst, actually. There just felt like no defense against it. Right, Rome is being sieged up, which reminds me, don't I have... Yeah, I got a policy there for defensiveness. Might not be that bad. I don't think I added a defensiveness thing, but maybe I will. Industrious, goods produced +10. That is temporary. We could get one that is permanently bad as an offset to that. Resistance Reformation is useless to us. Blockade, war score cost. Hey, everyone's a different religion to us, so war score cost against other religions sounds great. And we don't really have true faith, so yeah, that seems like the best thing we could possibly get. Hopefully he won't catch me next to him and start paying his units, because I just want to wipe that guy out as swiftly as possible. I barely have any manpower, so don't have a lot to play with on that front. I'll send a couple of you up there to deal with that, otherwise the rest of us are going to split up and deal with everything down here as quickly as we can. I'd rather not give him any reason to get his morale back. But he might stop his drilling when he sees me on the border. There are also rebels that want to rise up. We have plenty of problems as it is. Okay, right, we just had change of the month, so what I can do is declare war. I think I'll take Garb. There's really nice land up here. I know it's his capital and costs extra, but 18 dev inside a state of mine is extremely tantalizing. So give me the Garb. I'll just declare war, no point waiting around. Ooh, that's a shame. I just can't reach the guy, and I also can't force march. Hopefully I can get up to Garb fast enough, but I might not. Perhaps take a step away just in case. That backfired. Probably because I was a little too late on the draw. Let's get you two onto the boat, and then as swiftly as we can get fresh off that boat. Ah, good, he gave up. Which means you can take care of the sieges there and there. You can take care of that, and you guys will turn around south to take care of everything else that remains. It's only money until you stop taxing your people. I don't get it. Okay, good enough. Let's go down and just siege up everything we can. We took care of all of his forts, thankfully, in the wars that we fought against this guy earlier. Great, everybody is on the boat. Now let's get them fresh off the boat and heading on over. I don't want to transport them by boat for any longer than necessary, because as you might be able to tell, I got no manpower. In fact, that's a bad bit of news for all of these guys, because they won't be able to reinforce each other. A real bad bit of news. Alright, how about you guys scrunch up? I just drop you down there. I send another guy just to kind of help out with some of this so that they can do a bit better. And then you folks are going to have to split up and take care of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 provinces here. Should be no problem to take care of, as long as I don't recruit the units so fast that I can't deal with it. Like that guy that's going to be ready in September. So if we just split up like so, hopefully nothing bad happens to us here. But something bad might happen to us here. Ooh. Coast of Morocco. Alright, yes, he still has his heavy ships. That could pose a problem for me, so I need you to stay there for now, but only for now. Excellent. Alright, looks like these are going to go just fine, so perhaps the two of you just hang out there for now. And I want my troops over here, because it sounds like the Moroccans want to rise up any moment now. And in fact, they really are. It's kind of tempting to do a bit of harsh treatment on them. Oh, God, none of it costs 177. I have no idea how or why it goes that high. Who's going to spend that much? Alright, Austria's winning its war massively, so I feel pretty good about having helped them out as much as I have, which is lots. Internal guild contacts. I definitely don't want -1 diplomats for a while, even if it's only 3 years. Spy network construction 50-50 sounds pretty good though. You gotta be careful not to give anybody too much influence. If they get over 80, then there are bad effects that can happen here, or bad events rather. That said though, I'm not gonna lose a diplomat for 3 whole years, so let's take the 50-50, let's prevent you getting all that. It's only 8 mil to boost these, so I think I will boost probably the traders. Even if I really, up go the traders, there we go. What an old mechanic. Any plans to reform away from this hell? Nope, we're gonna stick with it, because it might be one of the best chances we have to deal with one of the things that we have planned for this campaign. I wonder if I could vague that up a bit more. Ooh. For what reason are we fighting the Bohemians, asks Taciturn. That's Austria's fight, and it's a fight they've won, thankfully enough. Alright, good. The only thing left to do is to take over you. I'm going to bring you folks over together like so. Send you over there, you over there. And that should be everything taken care of. Then I just need to take its capital, which granted is the whole thing about this war. Oh, that's not so brilliant though. Nice to get some reform progress, nice to get idea cost reduction. Thanks to our free thinkers not being persecuted. Ha, that's humanism for you. Humanism used to be the most overpowered. I remember it being added and everyone going, oh my gosh, it's so overpowered. And perhaps it still is. I haven't touched it in a long time, so I couldn't honestly say. But what I can do is go and crush Moroccans and feel good about it. What happened to Portugal? We went and disemboweled them and then left them with a lot of rebels. There we go, the war is over for you, my friend. I don't think we really got any money out of that, did we? Well, we got 0.3 prestige. We also got blockaded, so sucks to be you, Dakala. And we gained 2 favors with Austria. 2 whole favors. Oh, we got 15. Might be worth spending some, might also be worth keeping those relations Gucci. I shouldn't need much more spy network on either of you. But it is good to have. I think I'll dunk the one on Portugal so that I have a free diplomat. I always like to have a free diplomat. And when it comes to Portugal, I already have 2 claims on them and a lengthy truce, so we'll leave it at that for now. Alright, this province is going to go, which sucks for you. Get yourself over to Ceuta, which hopefully doesn't eat these rebs, but it is all on Fez's zone of control. And once our cannon gets over here, we'll take down Garb that bit faster. Perhaps it's not a good idea for you to take the Fez route, since that's likely where they're going to head to. But at least all this is done, so all of you just get out of there. Every last one of you. Ah, that's nice. Jared is going to siege down Garb for me. I'll still send in a cannon if I can, but I also want to keep my eye on that cannon so it doesn't get mulched in Fez. If I get locked into Fez when they start marching over there, that's bad news for me. Hope I don't regret this. Well, they're not moving for now. But if they do move in, I'm going to lose a lot of guys here. Maybe get out of that province as fast as I can. I have a feeling that is faster than the alternative. Just glad that my subject takes the siege penalty for me there. rather than me, because we've been rather ill done to when it comes to manpower. We just can't seem to get it up. Still though, so far so survivable. I need to think what I want to do to this sucker. I would quite like to just remove the top bit here and gain my claims down here. And then that gives me views on everything that they have left. But maybe it would be prudent to just take more. No, I should be taking their money. Always taking their money. Because money is tight for us. And I still can't take the next institution. In fact, by annexing this land, I'm going to make it harder for me to get the next institution. Dang, I barely have any of this. Really? 4 totaling 2% of our development. Must be enormous, enormous autonomy around here, and it certainly is. Makes it harder to gain institutions by taking stuff over that way. Still, I could take this, reduce autonomy, and then probably have enough to embrace. But I need this to be cored first, which means staying in this war for an uncomfortably long time. Might be worth doing though, because otherwise it's just going to make the institution more and more expensive for me to get. And longer for it to actually rear its ugly head for me. 330... Oh god, I'm never going to afford that. Will Tuat be colonized when Morocco is gone? Morocco gets an event to colonize this, I think? I don't know how it works though, but hopefully I won't be giving them the trigger for free. Let's throw that cannon over here. That cannon of yours, as they say. Get you... nah, just stay where you are. Plenty of supply limit over there. Just conquer the entire peninsula and then the institution won't be a problem. That's another way to look at it. It's a pretty good way to look at it. It's still going to cost money for all the lands that I'm taking over here, but sometimes you just gotta swallow that. Right. Separation of power. I feel a bit forced into this because it's mutually exclusive with plutocracy. So I have to... it's not the greatest of boons there, institution embracement, cost reduction. I'd rather have national unrest. But since we already have plutocracy, that's gotta go. Hey ho, at least it gets a bit cheaper. That is quite a lot cheaper, and suddenly adds a bit of credence to delaying this war. But I won't delay this war. Morocco must die. Would you consider trying to get the third way achievement as Mazab? I actually did a stream of that before, but I got so turned off by it midway through that it got abandoned. And I hate abandoning campaigns, so it left a very sour taste in my mouth. Suffice to say, no, that's not going to be happening. Okay, Angevin, go out and destroy the Moroccan separatists. I don't want them sieging me down. Of course, next up are more Algerians, but otherwise we seem fairly steady. Oh god, disease. Just what I didn't need. At least I don't have a deficit of manpower right now, but I also have no manpower right now. Alright, get stuck in. Obliterate them. Keep the spy network going on Morocco. I'll make my peace soon. I should make sure that Savoy and Castile are also my beloved friends. I got a lot of... I was going to say infamy because I fired up EU3 lately. I got a lot of aggressive expansion not too long ago. So... I gotta make sure that my allies are still on my side here. So I was looking through for some of my old EU3 saves. I couldn't find them, sadly, which is a shame. I had a lot of EU3 saves backed up somewhere. But I guess I'll never know where. I ain't saving you. Away you get. Mamluks gaining a claim on me is not very nice. On Tripoli of all provinces, oh, of course, Mamluks have this. Mamluks don't like me. I tried to get a bit friendly with them, but to no avail. The Ottomans aren't that unfriendly with me, but the whole Austria question throws out any opportunity of an alliance with them. Because the Ottomans are so far away from any land that I would consider taking in this run, for now, they are a pretty viable ally, at least until I want to bring Athens to the map. Alright, it'll be good to get Morocco off my back, but it'll be even better when Portugal dies another death. They still have England as their great ally, but I don't think England's going to do too much against us. Wasn't I considering or even having a Milan alliance at one point? Whatever the case, they're being brutalized by Genoa, has been reduced to Lucca, so good news for me. I'd love to move in on the chaos in Italy, but I have so much aggressive expansion with Europeans, it's the whole reason I'm focusing on Morocco right now. I'm going to be struggling to find another target that doesn't bottom me out with aggressive expansion. I'd need to find, say, a nation that has been severely persecuted and get their cores back for them. Which Milan might be the opportunity for, the way this is going. Is EU2 or 3 an option for long play? God no, I don't want to go back to EU3, and I never really played EU2. Well, it's not a case of never really, I didn't play EU2. Milan gave up something to Genoa, who still have their capital over in Mantrega, so that's kind of humiliating for Milan. But they persevere. Reminds me of a certain Dev Clash player. Ugh, money for stability. Goodbye, money. And Saluzu's been excommunicated, but I think the crusade is still on us. Sucks to be at war with Catholics because they get some major boni fighting us now. Probably now and forever. We're hated by the Papal States. This, oddly enough, is not a full-on state. I should probably change that. It's decent enough land, and it's in a trade node that I do want to get better control over. So, no provinces can be cored here, probably because I'm at war with Morocco. But once I'm not, bang goes their country. Come on, come on. Need to get rid of this war exhaustion, have a bit of peace for poor Carthage. Carthage has been dragged through the mud for so much of this campaign. Aragon was such a great target for us, but sadly for us, Aragon got that alliance with France, which is keeping them in check, but it also puts a threat on our good ally Castile. They might also be allied with France, but the tensions between Castile and Aragon aren't going to magic away. Thankfully, though, it doesn't look like we're having any union between the two right now. That's good news for me. Alright, let's bring back our Austrian friend and consider where the next revolt is going to be. Algerians. You know, I could get rid of that just by stabbing up or getting rid of war exhaustion. But I gotta keep in mind my overextension also hurts that. Right, away you go. I want your money. I also want your land. The question is, how much do I want your land? I'm gonna take anything. I might as well take the low development stuff, so that doesn't hurt me too much. And there we go. Nobody that matters wants to coalition me for this, so don't mind if I do. 72 overextension. Lots of aggressive expansion. But what you're going to do, I'm just going to take it. And I still need to get used to the fact that that automatically goes into force. There's a lot of coring to be done. I think I will just drop war exhaustion immediately. It does make everything cheaper. Take care of the ones that give overextension first. That's why I'm not mashing the core all button. However, actually everything is affordable, so we will get everything done. There we go. Morocco completely annihilated as a threat. Feels pretty good. Feels great to come out on top. And yes, next election looks like it'll be May 11, 1515. I have an army. I don't really have manpower, but we're working on those things. I only have one rival and I need to fix that. I would like it to be Naples, but I must have grown beyond them. France, Ottomans, Poland, Portugal. Yeah, I'm thinking Portugal. It's risky, but I'll do it. Hang on, didn't I already have them as a rival? Seems strange that I wouldn't have that. England is tempting because they're not really allied with anybody I care about. And I do not like England here for sure. It's the only sane pick out of the list that I can see. And I do want to keep my PP high. I don't know, seems like a waste. I will not do that just yet. Alright, the Algerians are not happy at all, so let's get over into a position where we could hopefully snipe them if they do pop along. Yeah, dang, that's rough stuff. I have the Unrest Advisor, but he's muckle expensive. And I do like having money from Taxman. And I can't increase stability at this point. Could I even just boot them away with some harsh treatment? Yeah, and it's rather tempting to do so. No, I'll tell you what's super tempting is to suppress those rebels. I think that should get rid of them. Well, I got rid of most of them, but I need a bit more reduction of revolt risk. No, Venice. You get nothing from me. Naples is best placed for me to completely consume. I need to start thinking about getting more claims on them. I have a lengthy truce with them, but that's just opportunity to prepare for war. Let's build that spy network. Jake, what about Castile? I'm curious what you mean by that. What about Castile? We're relatively friendly. I've even boosted my trust with them. I hope to boost my trust with them quite a bit more. I'm going to add you to this rebel suppression pack. When are you going to liberate your Phoenician forefathers? No, I'm going for some clean borders this run. Okay, that should get rid of the Algerians. There we go. All gone. Then I shouldn't have any revolt problems. Still got money problems. That should fade away once the corruption issue stops being a thing, when I've got all my cores down. Keep protecting that Sevilla trade, even though I took the event that gave me bad stuff there. It still brings in a little bit of money. Can't wait till it brings in a whole lot more. We're spying on you, so I want my last claim there, and that is 100% claims on Morocco. So we don't need to spy on you anymore. Instead, it's time to spy on Portugal. Need to prepare to crush Portugal and Naples. The problem, of course, is that both of those people won't want to be crushed. I also want to integrate you as soon as possible. Aye. No shortage of issues here, right? Can't annex you until 1518. That isn't that long away. So let's prematurely up your relations with me. Then I can pull Savoy once they're a bit more comfortable and get going with Portugal. It's the HRE situation. A lot of them have left up there. Ha! Some have not, though. Belongs to Savoy, whose capital is da-da-da-da-da, so it's all imperial but not held by imperial. What is this? Castile does not desire to be our ally anymore because they have allied to my rival Portugal, so rivaling Portugal has actually hurt me considerably here. And I can't drop that rivalry. That is probably why I didn't label Portugal my rival before, but I wouldn't have thought about that. Well, that is what you might call really bad. And my diplomatic reputation is hurting that pretty badly as well. I might have to get that rivalry with England just to keep Castile on my side here. There we go. Common rivals gives us a +10. And if I up my trust with them... Hop. That's still not enough, but only barely. I need a bit more relation with them. And fast. I already have Diplo guy. And I also have Scornfully Insulted Enemy. I could send another insult to England, which may refresh that, otherwise I'll be in trouble. Alright, I need these guys back and fast to do some magic with Castile. Firstly, improve relations with them. Secondly, have I already insulted you? Is there anybody else that I could think to... hell, I'll just do it with them. No, I probably have a truce with them, don't I? I do, so it won't have an effect. I could do Poland. I mean, we know we don't like Poland, right? In this game we play, you were a mere pawn. Ooh, that is tight. But the worst thing is, that means that Castile is just allied Portugal. Now I think I could attack Portugal without Castile getting involved, but it still makes the the diplomatic play really tough. They wouldn't say yes, but I'd break truce and then on would come the coalition, so I can't do that right now. Dang. Well, that hurts. Well, I know I need to keep good relations with Castile, so I'll keep you on there. Let's continue to work on integrating Sicily and spying on probably Naples. They're the more delicious target. No, that's too babby thinking, right? Portugal is the way for me to get in on that sweet Sevellan trade. If only it were my main trade city. Also, overextension burns my ability to trade. Having Tunis as your main trade port blows so hard. I mean, it would be better almost anywhere else. Still though, Portugal, you are the one that I will spy on. All the more reason to eat Portugal completely in the next war. Bit expensive that. I need to chew my food before I swallow. Right, at least when the overextension is done, that'll take care of some of my really bad diplomatic reputation. And heavens, is it bad. I don't get it from legitimacy. All I get are penalties to diplomatic reputation. At least I get some extra relations eventually when I work through these ideas. I'm sure that'll happen someday. Also, money is being hemorrhaged right now, so I'm going to call Canny on the amount that I'm spending there. Neapolitans wish to rise up in Calabria. I should probably just add that to the trade company as well. I'm keeping this as a full-on area because I like that. I think I'm doing that to that place as well. The rest of them are going to be trade company region. Did that to you guys, didn't I? Have the naval force limit for some virtual barks. You mean expand our navy. It's already pretty high, and I may want quite a bit more in the way of galleys. Being able to rely on our galleys helped us so much earlier on. Let's get you together. Now I have a nice, I'm mistaking F for G here. Guess it's been a wee while. Ah, but now that I have this early Karak, I should certainly see about selling it to somebody. Just don't know who will want it. I've almost capped out my relations with Castile, so once we get there, I'll see who wants this. Rex Savage says, what the hell happened in here for that wall of spam set of rules? That set of rules has been here for years. I would like to cut it down quite a bit because nobody ever tends to read that, but at least it's something to point to when people just come in here, immediately start dropping emotes and then complaining about being timed out or banned. You want my ship, Castile? They do not, because they are drowning in debt, and the fact that they're drowning in debt really hurts me because they're unlikely to come to my aid. But it works for me because they're unlikely to come to anybody else's aid as well. Now, who wants this ship? God, does anybody want this ship? France, please, buy this ship off of me. Oh, right, my dip rep is killing my ability to actually sell stuff. And, wow, their treasury blows. Does anybody want this stupid ship? Hey, my good ally. Ooh, if my dip rep were just a bit better, they'd pay another 10 for it. My core on Evora is just about done. When that core is done, my dip rep will barely change at all. And my annexed subject malice is here for how much longer? That's not the button that I want. How has he managed to forget so many of the controls? It'll be gone by July. I'm not going to risk it for 10 ducats. You can take it, man. There we go, and now my ally has been empowered with a heavy ship. Win, win, win for me. Although they've been significantly depowered by me raiding their treasury. His ideas are not so great. Embroidery, eh? Lose production in Tangiers? I don't think so. Not the best of provinces, but it's working for me. Institution spread. Ooh, increased free trade does have some tantalizing things to it. But mercantilism is very right. The Ottomans are going to attack the Mamluks. Where can I eke an advantage out of that? They're allied to Mazab. That means that they will likely not save Mazab when I come for them. But Mazab just looks so good there. I'll have to leave them be. I let them go free because they were just hurting me overall. And I think I'll feed them to Jared. But maybe I won't, right? They look really cute there, don't they? I mean, they look really, really cute there. Unlike my bank balance, that is not cute. Ideas might not be so great, Jake, but you got that temp discount. That I did. Free thinkers. 10% off for a wee while. If I can make my way to indirect rule to bring down years of separatism, that'll be nice. But improve relations... Yeah, God, I need to work my way through this, but it costs all this admin that I don't have, even though I'm focusing on it. Switzerland's going to take out 3 leagues. That's one way to unify yourself. There we go. Avoda's done and dusted. Merp is saying, is this the one and only DDR Jake? There is another DDR Jake out there somewhere. I remember meeting one in the DDR community. Well, not meeting one, but they were online in the biggest UK DDR community. That was a bit off-putting. You think you've got the most unique name around, and then you find out just how wrong you are. Alright, the cores are coming in. I don't see a need to have all these activated forts, especially on my mainland, because I have troops to defend it. Are the Portuguese willing to rise up? No, but that fort may be useful to me if something strolls on in, like some Portuguese. There are a lot of Portuguese, and that's a little disturbing. How are they able to afford an army to deal with their rebels? Let's find out. England, tell me, are Portugal in debt? Only slightly. That's disgusting. Who's been paying off Portuguese debt? Could never have enough DDR Jakes, can we? I think we can. I think one. Okay. So far, so not bad. My spying is going well in Portugal, and I'm going to nail a claim on one of their best provinces, Porto. Second only to Lisboa, not by a whole lot. It's got the harbour, it's got the estuary, you know, much like Lisboa does, if I click on the right map mode there. It's very tempting to move my main trade port to Lisboa, though. Or Sevilla, rather. Costs a lot of dip, but just think of the money, and I am thinking about the money. It's the one I'm likely to get control over the fastest, especially if Castile is busy murdering themselves to death with debt. But then again, who knows, I might have explosive growth in Genoa. I mean, I currently have more control over here, and the difference in money isn't that high. And there's good opportunity to take over more of Naples, and Firenze, in fact. Dunno, it's not an easy one to pick. What would be good for me is if Florence gets reduced to one province, I subjugate them and get their cores back. But, you know, there's lots of my approach like that, of taking people's cores back that way. How you feel in Sicily? You want to be inside me yet? They do not. Gotta wait a wee bit. Try for... Oh wait, it's Pikeman. How are you doing with Space Cadet Pinball? Let's get rid of this edict. It's costing me unnecessary amounts of money. cores are done. That's good, because that also costs me money. Everything seems to cost bloomin' money, which our poor Carthage did struggle with. We've generally been able to keep our head above water, though. That's right, I want claims up on Naples so I can be ready to fight them down the line. I'll start building a spy network. Jeez, Sevilla or... Genoa just won a war and then they go bankrupt. It would be tempting to subjugate Genoa for stuff, but they still have holdings over here, which could, well, they have a holding. And the lands that I would take back for them are occupied or owned by my ally, which is also troublesome. Plenty of troubles for us. But at least the cores come on in. Neapolitans want to rise up in Calabria, which I suppose wouldn't be a problem if I thunked some autonomy on it, so I will, because I don't really care about it that much. Better than fighting the rebels. It's that Ein Klein from EU3 playing there. What a blast from the past. I'm still quite worried about Castile and their alliance with Portugal. I can't fight Portugal again until 21. And it's 26 until I can do in Naples. And I do think that I'm going to eradicate Portugal. I really think my best course of action is to move my main trade port to Sevilla for added dosh. Trade power is boosted there from trade company, but it would be in the other place as well. But god, that cost. Ah, what the hell, I'm gonna do it. Okay, this came at the right time for us. The term is up for Maharbal Abarid. I need to think if I want to keep you or not. Industrious tells me yes I do. Your age tells me no I do not. I'm gonna go with yes, because so far so good for you. Now what we have, in case you've managed to forget, like I almost did there, we run chaos votes every election, and it's just my luck, because we're on boon for this one. It goes boon, bad, brutal. So let's enjoy the boon whilst we can. For some reason it's not wanting to end the last poll. Come on Twitch, you can do this. Speaking of polling, at the end of this stream we're going to poll for our next long play, since Pod Racer was over before I even knew it. Alright, this is Boon Chaos. What are we going to get out of this? We can get Stab +3, so we could actually enjoy some full stability. We could refresh our manpower. We could... What else do I have on this one? Ah yes, we could convert a state to animism, which is our state religion. We have a lot of problems with that. We could gain 500 admin, or it could be a case of you get nothing. It's not up to me what happens, it's up to you. The boon comes around once every 3 elections, so let's get that poll going, see what we get. And I think I can get the polls on stream, can't I? Yes, there we go. Yeah, we were running crowd control not that long ago with all the Mario games, and it would be really nice to have some crowd control that works on EU. And sadly, I think you'd need quite a bit of input from Paradox as well to get that running, and I couldn't see that happening. Even though I think it would be pretty damn good. Right, there was a lot of surging for you get nothing, but then there was the love coming in to convert a state to animism. I don't really know which state we do. Let's look at that religious map mode. There's not a whole lot of it. You know, honestly, if I had to pick, I think I'd be doing Rome. I really think I'd be doing Rome. The problem is, and it is a bit of a problem, I don't remember how to do that. I should have made a note of it. Chat seems pretty united in nothing. It's a kind of funny take there from Sibe. Okay, we will convert a state to animism, and it will be Rome, but I can't remember how. Somebody out there must remember the command for it, because I sure don't. Okay, let's clear you away, and, well, when someone does remember how to do it, please chip in and tell me, because I've forgotten. Change religion, province ID, target country tag religion. Tag is animism. Thank you, Max. Alright, we'll need some debug modo for this. Right. Change religion 118 and animism. That's what we're talking about. So then we just do the same with the other ones. It's 2976. Feels so dirty using the console like this. But such is the nature of what we're running here. Last time I remember doing much consoling on stream for this game would have been when I was testing stuff out for the Ryukyu World Conquest, when we couldn't understand how it worked with losing... I know there was something with rebels giving you minimum revolt risk, but there was also something about opinion modifiers, that was it. Okay, and debug modo goes back off. There's our boon. We converted 4 whole provinces to animism. Let's hope that is effective against the other chaos that is about to come. Okay, we'll celebrate that by re-electing Maharbal. I don't like it because he's so old, but let's try not to be too ageist here. At least he's pretty good at what he does now, and we keep on going. So clear away all the vote stuff on my side, and also have a drink. You know, it feels good to be streaming EU4 again. We took quite a break from it. Vacation felt pretty good too, I'll have to admit that. Castile's coming into my land, hopefully not to fight the Portuguese peasants. I wouldn't want that. I don't want Castile just hammering themselves even more against all of that. Mort says, I must say, even if I voted for nothing, seeing Animus Rome is pretty solid. It's quite funny seeing the debate between people who think the chat is too soft and those that want other things to happen in these votes. Like in the Mario crowd control, the last few minutes, those complaining about people being too soft and yet themselves not stepping up to kill poor Mario was an interesting way of running it all. The Moroccans want to rise up. The Neapolitans still want... No, they shouldn't want... They should be going away by now. Sus wants to revolt against me, and you know what? I don't really care about Sus. But on the other hand, do I want to state up this area? It's got some high dev stuff in it. Yeah, I kind of do, unfortunately. So let's keep those cores coming in. Hope I didn't accept something I didn't want to accept there. I don't like you being in Garb, because that is not under the defense of Fez or Marrakesh. Do I want to go and kill you before you take that over? I think I'll take a stab at it if I get there in time. I may, or I may not. There's something up with autonomy, it just doesn't refresh often enough anymore. I like seeing Jake succeed, but he's got to work for it, says Meowzilla. That tends to be how people look at it. For better or for my worse. Alright, Garb is down, I'm not going in against that. Austria is HRE, which is one of the main reasons that we're keeping them as an ally, even though they seem to be doing a bad job of it. I think I'll move over to Mechnes, or maybe into Anfa. Anfa might actually be for the better. Because all of these are protected by Fez, this is protected by nothing. Great, all those cores come in. There's a river crossing penalty, so if he wants to come and get me, then all the better. Truce with Pope is up, but I don't think I'll be attacking into the Pope anytime soon, because again, mainland Euros hate me. Well, France hates me, and that's what I want to avoid. Being hated too much by France. Man, aggressive expansion hurts pretty badly there. It's very tempting to improve my relations with him massively. I'm going to throw down a claim on Napoli, keep the claims on him going, Otherwise, get an additional claim on you. And Sicily is almost ready to be one with me, but not quite yet. Okay, he goes up to Salé, which is fine, because that'll probably lock him into Fez, and I'm going to want that mountainous fight with him. He won't be able to do any ill effects on Salé. Looking at states versus territories, this looks a-okay to me. Everything that I want as a state, and vice versa. Are we English yet, says Dark Young. What are you talking about? England's up here. Oh, right, you probably mean us up here. Well, you are. I am... Tricky. Shame they didn't add Mori to the map. That counts, yeah, for you. A change in policy. Such and such has earned many friends in Carthaginian court thanks to his dedicated service as the president's treasurer. Seems the reverse is equally the case among his countrymen in service of the papal papacy. The what? Okay, sure. Envious of his position, they reproach him for taking up employment among his people's enemies and have begun spreading rumours and doubt his trustworthiness. Worried about his standing in the Carthaginian court, Dub has stridden opponent to the Pope, made a common cause for several like-minded politicians to call for a harsher stance against the papal state. Is this because you are Umbrian? Yeah. How about that? So his papal leanings get in the way here. Carthage and papal state hate each other more? Yes, they do. The papal papacy as opposed to the Tuscan papacy. That could happen. I suppose. Alright, great. They're off to Fez, so I'm going to go and dismantle them. That means I can turn you off. Great. Oh, it's nice to not have so many ill effects of rebels coming down on me, and even the treasury doesn't look too shabby, and even the manpower's returning, and even the Georgians are making their plans. Let's get out of there, get that back. Goodbye reform progress, which is actually useful now, even to get too much of it. You tempt me, but I'm not teching up right now, so I can sit on that for a wee bit. I do eventually want to get humanism going, and mill tech won't be important until people start clocking in at 12. 9 is a fine enough place to be. The country is healing, the manpower is returning to the pool, says Health. Yeah, we are healing. Long time coming for poor Carthage. Teotan, over in Teotan, which is somewhere. You I so don't care about, so enjoy your autonomy, and let's even just do this to make sure you don't exist. And then there's the Tripolitans in Tripoli. Why is Tripoli so angry all the time? Schools for the public make people angry. For a long time as well. Why? Well, I don't care about you, and you barely do anything for the economy, so just eat that. Ah! Great economic policy. That sounds like me. Well, the whole game is actually liking what I'm doing now. Question is what to stake my claim on next. I'm thinking that stripping Portugal of their coast is a nice idea, but it might also be a good idea to grab myself Madeira. So when I have 40, I'll try to do that.